Good morning once again. It's my pleasure to introduce to you today an artist who has been a part of our digital community. She lives in Boston. Her name is So-Young Kim. She has been commissioned to create this beautiful piece for Pentecost. And before we share the piece with you, I wanted her to share her artist statement, which isn't something she always does with her work, which tends to be more abstract. But because this was a commission based on our unity prayer, I wanted her to have a chance to share her statement before we say our unity prayer together. Throughout the season of Pentecost in the month of June, we're going to be focusing on not only the stories and the texts of Pentecost, but we're going to be focusing on our unity prayer. And so we're so grateful and overjoyed to listen to the description of artist So-Young Kim of her new piece for Pentecost.
Hi, I'm So-Young L. Kim, and this is the artist statement for the painting Becoming. I began this painting by mixing several paints to create an earth-flesh tone. With this single mix, I painted all the layers of the various earth-flesh tones, adding different colors to achieve each shade. From one mix came all. Each tone made from the original one, other colors added for variation. Burnt sienna is the one color that binds them all together, the color of the earth. It is a color that reminds me of the dirt in Kenya, my childhood home, this dirt that we trod on daily, that we work for our sustenance, that we plunder for resources. This very dirt is from where we've come. When I hear the unity prayer, I see our bodies in all our uniqueness, our dissimilarities, and our variations expressing our full humanity, becoming who we were created to be, connected to each other and to the earth. We live in the mystery of this tension. Only when each of our uniqueness is fully manifest in us do we reflect the image of God. Yet more often than not, we fear each other's differences and damage each other for the very qualities God has given us to reflect His glory. Lines and marks that eventually get blurred or painted over are also important aspects of my work. But in this painting, I went against my natural instinct and left many of the black lines sharp and exposed, keeping the boundaries and walls intact. As a woman of color, I feel the limitations placed around me, the roadblocks on my journey placed there specifically because of my race and gender. I carry the weight of representation. I carry the weight of the responsibility of speaking, of sharing my story. The church has not always been a place of welcome for me. It would be dishonest of me to express a world where these barriers don't exist. Yet I also speak truth when I say that despite all this, despite all our lived experiences, God's Spirit hovers over our chaos, wildly disrupting our walls.
All are welcome at the table of God.
Every human is God's child,
For Christ brings peace to all,
tearing down every hostile wall,
so that the many may become one.
One heart.
One family.
One new humanity.
For God, who is love.
And Christ, who is all and in all.
show no partiality and make no distinction.
So neither race nor class,
Gender nor sexuality.
politics, nor religion,
Personality nor nationality.
Count for us or against us.
The light of Christ enlightens all.
Christ the prisoner and the naked.
Christ the hungry and the sick.
Christ the thirsty and the stranger.
Christ the other.
May God's Spirit hover over our chaos,
our hatred and our indifference.
Descend in our hearts with love and pleasure.
Blow us out into the world to listen and serve.
And set us ablaze to forgive and reconcile.
For all are welcome at the table of God. Every human is God's child.